Oh, this hallway feels so creepy.
We're definitely sensing someone sitting right there. We are here in Santa Fe, New Mexico, which is the place I actually used to live in, so I'm very excited to share with you guys the hauntings of Santa Fe.
Welcome to the realm of the unknown, where the veil between the living and the dead is thin. Join us as we venture into the darkest corners of the earth. Prepare yourself for heart-pounding encounters, spine-tingling stories, and the unexplained. Dare to join us if you have the courage. Welcome to the journey and to the unknown as we enter the most haunted places.
Hey, we gotta wait for this.
Okay.
I got it! I remembered! Here today with my good friend Emily to explore haunted Santa Fe.
Are you ready?
Santa Fe, New Mexico is the oldest capital city in the United States. I brought along Emily, a psychic medium, to help me investigate. For those of you who haven't seen the videos I make on spiritual workings, I'm also a psychic. So we came together to hopefully find some real paranormal activity this episode.
Is this okay?
We are in the St. Francis Hotel. Do you have some stories for us?
Oh, I got some stories for us. If you're walking around the plaza at night when you least expect it, if you look up into the windows, you'll actually see some people staring at you through the windows. They're either see-through, they could be shadow figures. I've heard shadow figures were the most common sightings, but sometimes you'll actually see an actual figure as if a human's there, but you can kind of see through them, and then they're wearing the old garment from the old Western times or like the old mental asylum. Speaking of the mental asylum, the old insane asylum, I heard about this hotel is that if you stay here, you'll hear scratching amongst the walls and hear whispers yelling. What did you experience?
Inside the hotel, I actually heard this like woman when you were talking about how it used to be an insane asylum, and she was like laughing. And it was like, oh my God, that's such a funny story. That didn't actually happen. Like, that's so made up. And in my mind, I didn't say anything, but I'm like, oh, interesting. But I know you had mentioned that you weren't quite sure if that was actually a thing or not, that maybe there wasn't actually evidence of it online. So maybe that's more of like a local legend than actual reality. I don't know. Next, we checked out Santa Fe's old magic staircase. We are here at the Loretta Chapel. So the Loretta Chapel is really interesting because it was built in a mysterious way. They don't actually know the guy who built it, but the story is there was a carpenter and he had some wood and he was just going along into Santa Fe. And as it turns out, they needed a staircase to get up to the second level. And the guy was like, okay, I'll build it. And they gave him 3 days to build it. But what's interesting is they paid him beforehand, and by the time they come back, it's gone. They can't find the guy. They don't know where he went. And they have this wonderful staircase. What's mysterious, though, is they don't know how it's held in place. There's no screws. There's no nails. There's nothing that should be holding the staircase into place. And yet, to this day, you could still walk up the staircase, and it would hold you and support you just fine. Okay, so as we can see right here, we actually have the stairs, which were used by the women's choir. And you can see how much weight it could actually support based on the large number of people that were actually standing right on top of it. This next place is one of the most haunted hotels in the world. And we definitely had a supernatural encounter. We're here at the La Fonda Hotel.
Here at the La Fonda Hotel, there's rumors of a ghost of a cowboy who supposedly haunts the rooms. A lot of maids have came into empty rooms and they have found a shape of a body underneath the bed sheets. So whenever the maids check the bed and they press down on the covers, the body disappears. And they don't know where the figure went, but it's not just in one room in the La Fonda. It's in any empty room, but those are just the rumors.
Sounds a little bit like the hotel season from American Horror Story. Perhaps the hotel has actually driven some people mad, or even to kill.
There's a killer after me!
And a killer before you.
It's buttons. It's not even an actual rolling phone. Oh, this hallway feels so creepy. Okay, we're gonna film over here real quick because we're definitely sensing someone sitting right there. When we were just looking at the lobby down there a second ago, getting ready to film, Emily said she saw someone.
So, okay, hold on. Wait a minute. So I really think that this is the businessman that... Oh God, he doesn't like me. He doesn't like me talking about it. Okay. I am seeing some crazy things right now. I'm not even joking. Like, I'm trying to film this intro, and I'm like seeing these things like pop up like from around the corner. I'm trying to tell the story of the businessman who has taken his life here. Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry because there's so many things that I'm seeing on my peripherals. There's a lot of activity here. So, we're on the second story of La Fonda, and we're right above the restaurant where the well used to be. And there's a story of a businessman who was a drunk, and he loved to gamble at this hotel. And he drank and he gambled all of his wealth away. So when he realized that he was broke, he ran up to the second story where we're at right now, and he jumped from the balcony into a well that was down there head first, and he killed himself because of his gambling and drinking problems. Today, there's a fountain in the middle of the restaurant, not right above where the well used to be, but it's near it. So, what did you feel?
Dude, that old man was cranky, and I'm pretty sure it was the businessman who killed himself.
I know, like, he wasn't even old though. Like, that's
Just
the thing.
seemed grouchy, but he had that like grouchy old man kind of energy
He
to him.
did, didn't he?
But what did you experience? What were you seeing?
I was showing you the balcony, and then I was telling you the story of what had happened with the businessman there.
What happened was,
And, you know, like of him running up to the second story to kill himself.
Yeah.
And then I saw someone, like, come behind you.
oh, was it the old man?
I think so.
As she backs away. Okay, we're investigating Hotel La Posada.
So the La Posada Hotel is one of my favorite ghost stories here in Santa Fe. It's about a woman named Julia and her husband named Abraham and the tragic losses of their children, which led to her death at 52. When Abraham and Julia were in their courting phase, Julia said she'll only marry Abraham if he builds her the biggest building in Santa Fe, which he agreed upon, so then they got married. And from what the legend says, they lived a good life. They lived a very happy life. Julia ended up having 7 children, but in between those children, she had very difficult pregnancies. Now, some accounts say that she had a daughter who actually was either miscarried or she had a stillborn. Either way, one of the children died, and that took a very hard toll on her mental and physical health. Abraham, being the good and caring husband that he was, tried his hardest to take care of Julia, sending her on luxurious trips to Europe and, you know, supporting her in any way that they could. Nothing worked. And because it took so much on her mental health, she just couldn't take it. So in 1896, she actually passed away at 52. And Abraham followed her soon after in 1913. Her spirit never left the building that she loved the most. Guests and staff say she is still the woman of the household. She's very benevolent, and she's not malicious at all.
We're over here at the Santa Fe River, where, reportedly, sites of La Llorona have appeared. As you can see right here, we have the river flowing. So, for those of you that are not aware, La Llorona is the Spanish story in which a woman had kids who ended up drowning in the river. Now, I believe the original story comes out of Mexico, but there are many stories throughout Latin America, and including the Southwest in the United States, in which La Llorona can be heard crying. And if children are caught by La Llorona, she supposedly drowns them in the river. Of course, a lot of this might be fake, but there might also be some truth to this legend. You never know. So if you ever hear someone crying late at night by the river, probably go the other way. If you guys like this video, then make sure to like and subscribe. This is part of a larger series called Most Haunted Places in the World. So if you want to see more videos like this, then make sure to comment down below where you want me to go next time.